Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praise unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Wahar Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles of great millstone. Honors you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is going to be a relatively short video going into a particular topic regarding the mindset, the recommended mindset. Okay, you might you might want to adopt, and that's coming from the scriptures. And pretty much within the scriptures you find out that the Most High instructed us to be of good cheer. All right, meaning to say you don't get carried about with every emotion that comes into your mind. All right, you don't get carried about with every emotion that comes into your mind, because pretty much the Most High has already got the end goal already handled. All right, that is to say, when you read the scriptures, you find out that the Most High set it up to where the elect of the Israelites, they're already gonna rule. All right, that's already in stone, and pretty much we're just waiting this thing to play itself out. So pretty much when situations arise that cause difficulties, the mindset you're supposed to be in is an optimistic mindset, because the end all be all is already written. All right, the scripture talks about also within the book of Revelations 2:25 how the if he that endureth until the end, all right, pretty much if you was gonna endure until the end of this kingdom, the Most High was gonna give you a crown and to rule, man. So pretty much that's the premise of the video, and I'm gonna read this scripture here within the book of Ecclesiasticus, the second chapter. Remember, the scripture says that the Most High gave us the armory, man, the armament against the wiles of Satan. The Most High also said he gave us the breastplate of faith and hope, and all of these different things. These are tools for your mind, because being in this society, it could cast a lot of doubt upon certain things, and that's just the reality of the situation. And you got to be able to navigate this world in a way that you can stay strong and steadfast within this truth. All right, because ultimately the Most High has already got the end written. All right, so Ecclesiasticus, the second chapter, and his first verse, it says, "My son, if thou wilt come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." And this is a scripture that we forget sometimes. All right, when you come into this thing, it ain't a thing of easy days. It's a thing of temptation. All right, difficult situations. All right, situations that on the surface of it may not seem so easy to get out of. But the reality of the situation is the Most High always makes a way. That's what the scripture says. The Most High always makes a way. Now, it might be here's where Jake gets a problem, because it might not be the way you particularly want it to play out. But the Most High always has a way for you to escape that particular temptation, man. All right. So it says, "My son, if thou will come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart." All right. Meaning to say, you got to have your mind straight. All right. Within this truth. All right, knowing all the bits that you gotta know. All right. So what I mean by that is you're not really supposed to be going through situations where you're getting your head messed up. All right. You're supposed to be kind of on point. Not kind of on point, but on point. All right. You're supposed to be in having your mind already established, man. All right. So when the temptation does come about, you ain't supposed to be messed up in the spirit, thinking the Most High ain't dealing with you because things ain't going your way. You should have been knowing that things tend to happen like that when you get closer to the Most High. Doesn't the scripture say, supposing gain is godliness? Because if you was gaining all the time, that would be ungodliness, because guess who rules this world? All right, guess whose kingdom this is? This is Satan's kingdom, man. So if you're getting gains all the time, then obviously the Most High could bless you in particular facets, but if you're winning all the time, then really you're in the vibration of the spiritual demon Satan, man. You're in the vibration of Esau. Okay, so it says, set that mind aright, so you're gonna be steadfast, all right, so you don't fall off and fall out of this truth and constantly enjoy. Meaning to say, when problems arise, you're supposed to be looking for spiritual solutions to that. So a problem arises where you're not getting a particular whatever you want. You gotta look in the spirit what the Most High is trying to tell you from that situation. And that goes for me as well. That's why I do these videos. I do these videos for myself, because as you're speaking, you really get to really think about what's really going on. You be like, hold on a minute, it ain't that deep, man. Okay, the problem is not that really. It ain't all that. Okay, so it says, set thy heart aright and constantly enjoy, and make not haste in the time of trouble. So you ain't supposed to be looking for. Maybe you ain't supposed to be looking for a quick fix, or maybe really you ain't supposed to be falling out this truth just because a situation got too difficult. All right, the scripture says, "Cleave unto the Most High and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end." And this is what I was talking about. All right, the book of Revelations 2:25. He that endureth and keepeth my works unto the end, unto him will I give a kingdom. That's what the scripture says, right? So that's what you're going to be looking to, and it expounds upon it. Whatsoever is brought upon it, take cheerfully. So you're supposed to be, if it's a situation where you got to go without something for a little while, do your best to take it cheerfully, man. All right? And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, all right, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So basically, if you're gonna be acceptable unto the Most High for this truth's sake, you're gonna go through the fire. And another precept that comes to mind that you could sort of link up with that scripture is the book of Zechariah, the 13th chapter, where the scripture speaks about pretty much how the Most High was going to bring the third part through the fire. Now that's dealing with what? That's dealing with the chariots delivering the elect of the Israelites, all right, and how the 2/3 was going to be burnt through the fire. See, you're either going to go through the fire, all right, that is the adversity, or you're going to go through the fire, okay, that is the missiles, man. Okay, so if which is the same thing, you're either going to be burnt by the fire, or you're going to go through the fire. Okay, either way, you're going to be dealing with the fire, man. Excuse me. So the Most High set up the Most High set up a situation where, all right, the elect are gonna go through the fire, all right, of adversity to become acceptable unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, that's how the Most High set the script up. All right. So it says there, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. All right. So you believe in the Most High could do what you're hoping the Most High could do. Okay, believe in him, and he will help thee, or that I will wear right and trust in him. Okay, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and go not aside. All right, so you're not supposed to fall, lest ye fall into what? Temptations, okay, the lust of this world, and all kind of different problems that you may be able to fall into. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good. Okay, which ultimately the good is going to be when the Most High sets this kingdom straight, man. Okay, and for not to set this kingdom straight, but rather to destroy this kingdom and set our thrones. All right, look at the generations of old. This is the important bit. Look at the generations of old. All right, did any ever trust in the Most High and was confounded, or did anyone ever abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that he called upon? Okay, so for the Most High is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in the time of affliction. Okay, so you got to believe in that, man. All right, it's there in the black and white. You got to believe in that. Okay, so pretty much, let's read on. It says, woe to be the fearful hearts, the faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Basically, you gotta look. The Most High can do all kind of situations to deliver you from a particular zone, man. Okay, the Most High could, remember the Most High made particular men that were born with no legs walk, man. Okay, or born lame or born blind. He made them walk and see, all them kind of things. So, and most of the situations that we're dealing with, it ain't that deep. But then here's the caveat to that. Remember, the scripture said that what? The scripture said that pretty much the end is the is the goal. So all these situations are gonna be what? Are gonna all be rectified when the Lord comes, man. Okay, so it says here, woe unto the faint-hearted. So you don't want to be faint-hearted, man. Okay, basically in the low zone. The scripture says, remember, it says that what? You suppose whatever, it says that whatever's brought upon you, you're supposed to take it cheerfully. Okay? But Jake looks for the excuses, right? Jake looks for the excuses, the reasons to be like depressed, for extended periods of time, because we all get depressed. But look, a month straight depressed, hey, you might have to, recheck yourself if you're going through that. Okay? And that goes for myself too. Okay, so it says, look at the generations of old and see, did any ever trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that he called upon? Okay, for the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth of sin, and saveth in the time of affliction. Okay, so pretty much that's the video. With that, I'm gonna say all praise unto Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai Wahara Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles, a great millstone. Honestly, brothers, that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.